Hello again, people of whatever place you're watching. If you're not watching, it is fine. So my name is Claudia. So today's video is gonna be a story time video about my flight from hell. So everything happened on the night of October 4th that I decided to buy a plane ticket to come back home. And I was like, what is gonna happen? I found a good ass ticket, $687 for like a multi-city ticket. Like, when am I ever gonna find a ticket like that? Like, I was talking to my stepdad and he was like, are you sure you want to get this ticket? And I was like, of course I want to take this ticket. I'm never going to find another ticket for like $687. So I got my ticket. Mind you, that day, my friends had texted me that we were evacuating. And I was like, why? And they're like, oh, there's a hurricane coming, so we gotta get our asses out of here. So I got the ticket. I do not know the consequences of me getting that ticket, but so yeah, so we left the next day, went to Kentucky, had a good time, and then everything went crashing down when we got an email sent by the college saying that because of the hurricane, they were going to cancel a whole week of class, and because of that, we were going to get a week added to our 10-week semester. So if my flight, because I got my flight for the 30th, leaving from Houston, because I was going to spend, after the 19th, I was going to go to my dad's house and spend Thanksgiving. But now I couldn't do that, because now classes were ending December 1st. So I was freaking out. And I was like, fuck. All my friends were freaking out. We were all like calling our airlines, calling our parents, like trying to figure out what was going to happen. So I called my airline and they were like, yeah, we can do the changes. We found some flights open. I was like, okay, cool. So how much is the change? Oh, you're changing for $787 just for the change of the ticket. And I was like, excuse me? I was like, what? Okay. So for me to change my flight, I would have to pay $780 something. That's practically me getting a new ticket. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna like sleep about it, think about it, do whatever. So I get back to my house with my friends and I'm trying to call again the airline, trying to figure out new situations, new plane tickets, and they were like, yep, we can change them, but it's still gonna be $780 something. I was like, why? This is so stupid. Like, I'm not making the change. So in the end, I wasn't able to make the change. So I was like, okay, so I'm not going home. So thankfully, some of my professors were very nice enough to like let us like leave before, and they made every project due a week before classes were supposed to end. So I got to leave on the 23rd, spent Thanksgiving in Houston with my dad, and left the 30th. So I was like, okay, I'm leaving for home, everything's gonna be good. And then shit starts happening. So I get to the airport. It is approximately 12:30. My flight is leaving at 3:55. So I'm like, okay, I have an hour to get to the counter, get my bags checked, get everything checked. And no, it didn't happen. So I'm waiting there for like an hour just to get in front of the line, just to get my turn. And I get there, start giving my ticket, my information to the guy, my passport. And then he's like, okay, yeah, just hold a moment. So I'm like, okay, waiting. And then he started calling people, and I'm like, oh shit, what's happening? I ask him, and then he's like, oh, there seems to be an issue with one of your connection flights. And I'm like, okay, what else can happen now? So he's telling me that one of my connection flights, there's no seat available. And I'm like, how the fuck is that possible if I purchased my ticket a month before? So I'm waiting. The guy's waiting for him to get an answer from someone in the airline. And by this time, it's 2:30. My flight is leaving at 3:55. I still haven't checked my bags. I still don't have my ticket. I still haven't gone to TCA. So I'm freaking out. So then the guy gets someone in the phone with him, and then he's like, okay, we got you a seat. Took him 5 minutes. And I waited like 3 hours almost. 2 hours. So I'm rushing to TCA, and then, Lord and behold, the biggest line of my life for people go to TCA. So I'm like, okay, what else can go wrong? So I'm waiting, and it's 3. and I'm still in the line, haven't even like gone through, and there's people rushing in front of me, and then we're all like freaking out because all of our flights are leaving at 3:50, 3:55, and then there's a group of people like making a mess. Then they cut through the line. There's someone like behind me like mad because they cut through the line. Everyone's like rushing. It took me an hour. It took me almost an hour to get to Houston TCA. By the time I'm in the machines, it's like 3:50. I'm rushing. I'm hauling ass. I grab everything. I don't care if I don't have my shoes on. I'm grabbing all my... I am hauling ass to my gate. So I'm running. I run as if my life depends on it. Get to my gate. And I'm like, okay, good. I'm finally my gate. It's 3:50. I can get on the plane. No. So the lady's like, oh, sorry, we can't find your seat. So I'm like, excuse me. So she's like, oh yeah, I can't find your seat number in the plane. And then she's like, oh, sorry. It turns out I was looking at the wrong ticket. I'm like, thank you, lady. Exactly what I needed. So I'm running. It's 3:55. And I'm like, okay, the plane's not leaving. Great. So I ran. So it turns out there was barely anyone in the plane, because the whole airport was filled. No one was getting on their flights, so it wouldn't leave. So I was like, I rushed, I ran, I haven't eaten anything, I haven't drank anything all day. This is a good day. So I'm waiting in the plane. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to leave. I have to get my other connection flight. And then they're like, oh, sorry, there's someone who lost their passport, so we had to get all their luggage out of the plane. And I'm like, great. Thank you, whoever you are. So at this point, I'm like, fuck it. So I just fall asleep. I'm waiting. The next time I wake, it's when the people in the airline are giving us food, and I am like, I'm alive. I'm getting nutrients. I am going to survive. So I'm eating, and then I'm like, okay, time to get my other plane. So I get to my other connection flight, and my connection flight was supposed to leave at 8. I'm getting there at 7:40. I am hauling ass through the airport. I'm like running, everything with me, everything's falling. I'm like so hungry because I haven't eaten all day. I only ate a little bit on the plane. And I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, you're gonna protect me, save me. I get there, I'm like out of breath. I feel like I'm gonna faint. The plane is about to leave. So I'm like, I'm exhausted. So I get in my second connection flight, and then I'm like, okay, it's all good. So I pass out of exhaustion. I'm sleeping. So it's about an hour for me to get to my other connection because it is an overnight. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get something to eat at the hotel. Like, I'm gonna get some nice water. So I get to my other destination, the one that I'm gonna sleep overnight. And I get to that hotel, and I'm like, oh, okay, so is the restaurant open? And they're like, oh, we're gonna call. So they call. And at this point, I'm exhausted. I'm dead. I haven't eaten. I'm sweaty. I'm disgusting. I want to sleep. I want to shower. But I'm also hungry. And then they're like, oh, we're sorry. That was my dog. So the restaurant is closed, but there's a good selection of cookies and really nice sodas from the vending machine. And I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel. So at this point, I'm over it. I change some money, I get some chocolate chip cookies, I get a Lipton tea, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is gonna be my dinner for tonight. By the time I finish like showering, it's like 11, and I'm like trying to fall asleep. It's just not happening. I toss and turn, get up, get down, sleep, wake up, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. So I barely slept for like an hour. I get my wake-up call, 4 in the morning, this is your wake-up call. So I get up, go to the reception. Thankfully, I have a little bit of cookies, they have some coffee, I drink that, wait for my taxi, get there. So I'm in the airport, and I'm literally sitting there watching the sunrise. And I am hungry. So I got to watch the sunrise, and I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. I've been flying for like a whole day. I've been rushing. I'm tired. I just want to get home. So as soon as I put my head in the next plane, I pass out. The next time I wake up, it's when the plane is like landing, and I'm like, wow. So that's one of the worst flights I've been in my life. I seriously thought I was gonna make it. I seriously thought I was gonna be staying in Texas with my dad, spending Christmas, and I was gonna be miserable about it. The whole time, I never thought me getting a ticket was going to cause me so much stress. Like, I know there's other people in the world having worse times than me, but for me that time, ending classes, trying to get home, trying not to get the plane to leave me was exhausting. So never again I'm flying with that airline. Sadly, that's the plane that I have to take, not the plane, that airline that I have to take to get back to college. So I'm like, okay, you better not fuck it up again, because I'm seriously, fuck you people, fuck you. So worst experience flying so far in my 20 years of life on this planet. So yeah, that was the story of my flight from hell, because I literally thought I was gonna die. So now I'm home. I'm home. It's the holidays. I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to spend it with my friends. And I will talk to you guys later. So I hope you're having a nice time. I hope you're having a good holiday. I hope you're ending your semester as well. And I will see you in my next video. So bye.